Life, and in this video I'm going to be talking about a visa route which has been recently announced by the government of UK. There are 45,000 slots for people who are overseas, and the exciting thing about this visa route is that you can relocate to UK within just 4 weeks. Yes, you heard me right. You can come to UK and start working as an overseas worker in just 4 weeks. So this visa route was actually, we've been talking of this visa route for a long time anyway, guys. But each year they look at whether this visa route is really worthwhile. They look at whether they should hire people from overseas. And the UK has got what we refer to as the Migration Advisory Committee. And the role of the Migration Advisory Committee is to go out and investigate and see whether this particular visa route is really worthwhile and see whether people should really relocate from overseas using this visa route. So under this visa route, there are temporal roles and there are also permanent roles. Temporal roles means that you can come and work in UK for at least 6 months and go back to your country, and then maybe come back after 6 months and go back to your country. And if it's a temporal route, if it's a permanent route, because you also have permanent routes under this visa route. If it's a permanent route, it simply means that you're going to be able to relocate together with your family and come and live in the United Kingdom because it is a permanent route. And amongst the jobs which are permanent under this visa route, you can earn up to £39,000 per annum. So this is what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. And if you can hear me, please do drop a good morning in the comment section. I can see Nondogozo is already there, and I see there are a few people who have already joined in the live. If you can hear me, just drop a good morning. Drop a good morning to me, guys. I know I've been missing in action for the past month. If I didn't explain to you, I did explain on my previous live that I actually opened a WhatsApp weight loss group, and I needed to concentrate on that weight loss group and get it up and running for the past month. And now the group is up and running and it's fantastic. I'm sure you can see that even from my face, you can see that I've lost a good amount of weight. A good amount of weight for sure, because I've been concentrating on this group and I've been concentrating on losing weight in this particular group. That's why I was missing for the whole month here on YouTube, so that I focus on that group. So now I'm going to say good morning to you. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Percy, Pumuzile, Blessed, Chadende. I hope you guys are doing well this precious morning. Good morning, Lupe, Chipo, and Nondogozo. Welcome to my today's live. So guys, the visa route that I'm going to be talking about today is the seasonal work visa. And before you click off and say, oh, it's just a seasonal work visa, like I've already mentioned earlier on, you can get a permanent job under the seasonal work visa. I'll be mentioning some of the roles under the seasonal work visa. But what I want you to know is that the UK desperately needs people who are overseas to come and fulfill those roles under the seasonal work visa, because there are no people in the United Kingdom. So this is a report which came from the Migration Advisory Committee. I'll just read a few things from the Migration Advisory Committee, what they actually said when they did an investigation to see whether this visa route is still worthwhile, or they can just abandon people who are overseas and just focus on people who are within the United Kingdom. But according to the Migration Advisory Committee, they actually state that, so like they were interviewing different companies who were hiring people from overseas to see whether they were able to get people from within the UK to fulfill the roles which are vacant here in UK. And this is what they said. They say, for example, a large ethical horticulture farm with 240 permanent staff and around 300 seasonal workers reported trying to recruit locally. And this is what the farmer actually said. I spent hours at career fairs, job center visits with the people that had not been employed for years as a week. And I spoke to every single person I could possibly speak to. I've spoken to hundreds, and we've had 3 people start with us for the job center. One of them has stayed for just a week. As soon as you say to them there is manual handling involved, they say no. Large edible horticulture farm, scheme user west of England. So you see that they try and recruit people from within the United Kingdom, but because if you're looking at seasonal farm worker jobs, you are going to be doing manual labor. You are going to be handling fruits. You're going to be caring whether it's fruits, it's vegetables, or you are going to be doing whether it's watering or whatever. You are going to be using your hands. So because people here in the United Kingdom are not keen on jobs where you are supposed to be using your hands, that's why there is nobody. The individual was looking for over 300 people to come and work in his farm, and he only managed to get 3 people from within the United Kingdom. And after getting only those 3 people from within the United Kingdom, one of them, as soon as they heard that there's going to be manual handling, they left the job. So which means the seasonal visa route is open for everybody out there, because there is no one within the United Kingdom who can actually fulfill that role. So under the seasonal visa route, guys, it is subdivided into 2. So the UK government has actually announced, towards end of October, that they are going to grant 45,000 visas for next year. And for those 45,000, 43,000 is going into horticulture, and 2,000 is going to the poultry industry. So if you're looking at, maybe you might be wondering what kind of jobs fall under that category. I'll just go through some of the jobs which fall under that category. For example, if it's let's say maybe you go and work in the poultry farm, the number one example with visa sponsorship is a butcher. And if you're looking at a butcher, you can actually get a permanent role in the United Kingdom, which means if you secure a job as a butcher here in the United Kingdom, you can actually move together with your family to the United Kingdom, right? Then we also have bird or game dressers. Like the butcher has got a shortage occupation code of 5431, which is different from the rest, because under that visa route, you can relocate together with your family, right? Then we've got bird game dresser. We've got a killer and a blacker. A killer, I don't mean a murderer. I mean you are going to be killing chickens and blacking chickens, for example, or killing turkeys and blacking turkeys, for example, right? And then you've got a poultry sticker. Probably are going to be sticking stickers on poultry. Let's say the chicken has been dressed or the turkey has been dressed. Your responsibility is to put stickers on all those chickens and and turkeys. They need a tracer, food operative. If you're looking at a food operative under this visa route, if you work as a food operative, you can get a permanent role, which means if you secure a job as a food operative, you can actually move together with your family to the United Kingdom, because this is a permanent role. It is not a temporary role. I'm mentioning these roles so that you go and look at them and see whether you meet the eligibility criteria and you apply accordingly. Then we've got a poultry vaccinator and poultry meat packer and poultry catcher. So this is under the poultry. And the good news about the poultry workers is that they are currently recruiting. They recruit from the 3rd of October up to the end of December, which means they are currently looking for people. They are currently hiring people from overseas, and most of the time you really don't need specific qualifications for you to be able to undertake or for you to be able to use this visa route. And then we've got the farm worker jobs. The farm worker jobs, they are currently open now for 2025, which means if you apply, there are 43,000 slots. If you apply now, you have to be the first to apply so that you can actually relocate and come to UK to work as a seasonal worker. You might be wondering whether it is worthwhile to come and work as a seasonal worker. Yes, it is worthwhile, because if you're looking at seasonal workers. Some earn £11 an hour, £12 an hour, £15 an hour. You have to look at your circumstances where you are. Where you are, if you, let's say you work for 8 hours. If you are working for 8 hours or you are working for 10 hours and you're getting £10 an hour, how much is that per given day? And if you work 5 days a week, how much is that? If you calculate £80 times 5, substantial amount of money, isn't it? And if you work for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, and you take that money and go back with it to your country, whether you're going back to Zimbabwe or you're going back to Nigeria, or you're going back to Ghana, it's going to be a substantial amount of money. This is one of the visa routes where people tend to shun it because they'll be thinking, I'll be working very hard and so forth. But I can guarantee you and I can tell you that I've had people who've been texting me here in UK telling me that I came through a seasonal, even from my country, I came through a seasonal work visa. I'm trying to switch to a care worker visa. Is it possible for me to switch? And the answer is it is not possible for you to switch, but once you're here in the United Kingdom, you can actually network with people because there are people who came here under the seasonal work visa. They managed to network with people. They managed to network with care homes. They managed to talk to people in care homes and stuff like that, do their courses, and were able to go back to their countries and come back again to work as carers in the United Kingdom. So you do not shun any visa route. Before I move on to the eligibility criteria, may you kindly like this video. And before I move on, do you have any questions? And if you have any questions, kindly drop them in the comment section before I move on to the eligibility criteria. I'm going to do a separate video where I'm going to be sharing with you companies which are currently looking for people who are overseas to come and work as seasonal workers here in the United Kingdom. Companies who are looking for people to work as butchers, because before I did this video, that's about 20 minutes ago, I had to check whether there are companies which are actually hiring from overseas and offering visa sponsorship. You can go and even check for yourselves using the list of jobs that I was saying. You see that there are actually companies there which are offering visa sponsorship for you to relocate from overseas to come and work in the United Kingdom. So before I move to the eligibility criteria, I'm going to check if there are any questions. Do let me know if I am speaking so fast because I have not been doing lives. I have not been coming on YouTube for the past month, and you know, you lose your skills if you're not consistent. So if I'm speaking too fast, do let me know so that I can slow down. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Popo. Do they need IELTS to apply? So if you are coming under the seasonal visa route, the one which is temporal, the one which is for 6 months, you do not need to have IELTS. However, if you are coming under the permanent role, let's say you want to come and work as a farm manager, let's say you want to come and work as a butcher, let's say you definitely need to have IELTS, because for you to be able to process a visa which is going to be long lasting, you need to have IELTS, right? But if you are coming just as a seasonal worker, that's why I'm saying they are currently recruiting at the present moment, and if you meet the eligibility criteria, it's just a matter of applying, because you do not need to write any IELTS. You can come to UK without writing any IELTS as long as it is seasonal. You understand? And the beauty of it is that since it is seasonal, when you are here, there are organizations which are, there's also the charity worker visa. You understand? Whereby once you have finished your seasonal work visa, you can proceed and go to a charity work visa, because the charity work visa is also currently open, and there are many organizations who are actually recruiting people who are from overseas and bringing them here to work as charity workers. And if you work under the charity worker visa, there's an advantage. You can actually bring your family together with you. You can bring your spouse, and once your spouse is here, they can work any other job, whether they want to work as a carer or whether they want to work as a whatever. And you can use that to your advantage, because once you are able to bring your wife here to UK, then your wife can now look for sponsorship, because it's easier to look for visa sponsorship while you're here in the UK than to look for visa sponsorship if you are outside the UK. And if your wife looks for visa sponsorship within the UK, let's say they get a care worker visa within the UK, you, the husband, can now switch from the child worker visa and join your wife. You understand? So that is the advantage of the seasonal work visa. And then, do they need IELTS? Sure. Yes, sure, Ben. Yes, I've been missing in action. My apologies, but I really needed to focus on the weight loss group. And to be quite frank with you, I've been enjoying the weight loss group because it has been fantastic. It has been amazing. A lot of people are committed to losing weight, and a lot of people are losing weight. And if you are interested in joining the weight loss group, because I always say your health, your wealth. If you're not healthy, you cannot do any of these jobs that I'm talking about. If you want to come and work as a seasonal worker here in the United Kingdom, you need to be strong. You need to be able to flex your muscles, because you're going to be carrying things from point A to point B. You're going to be working in weather, because here the United Kingdom is cold. There are situations whereby you're going to be expected to work in cold weather, and you need to be strong mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, and everything. And if you are in good shape, you are good all around, mentally, physically, and all that. So without wasting any of your time, guys, I'm going to move on to the eligibility criteria. And do me a favor and smash that like button, because I only have a few likes, but there are many of you watching this video. Liking the video is free, and sharing the video is also pretty much free, guys. So the number one eligibility criteria for you to come to UK as a seasonal worker, you need to be 18 years and above. Right? You need to be at least 18 years and above. And the second eligibility criteria is that, obviously, if you have qualifications in the relevant field, you are at an advantage as opposed to someone who does not have any qualifications. It doesn't mean that people have not come without qualifications. I know a lot of people who have managed to come in without any qualifications, because there's going to be on-the-job training. So it really depends on which organization you apply to, right? Then you also have, because this is a visa sponsorship route, you also have to have an organization which is actually going to sponsor your visa, of which I've already said I'm going to do a separate video where I'm going to show you, or where I'm going to let you know, which companies are currently hiring from overseas and offering visa sponsorship, or which companies have previously hired from overseas and offered visa sponsorship. Those companies, when the Migration Advisory Committee was doing their investigation, they said they heavily rely on people who are from overseas, and they cannot do without people from overseas, which means once they start hiring, they've obviously failed. Like one company looking for 300 people within the UK, they were only able to get 3. And the rest of the people came from overseas, which means once they open their visa, or once they start recruiting, or once it is the season for whether it's cultivation or it's the picking of fruits or what, they are going to hire people from overseas, and they're going to be offering sponsorship. So you have to look for an organization which is going to offer you visa sponsorship. Alternatively, you go to the shortage occupation list. Is it the list of licensed sponsors here in the United Kingdom? And if you look at the list of licensed sponsors here within the United Kingdom, they actually show you firms which are actually offering visa sponsorship, and you can actually apply through those firms. It's easier that way, because most of the time, if I come and say a Proforce is hiring from overseas, everyone is going to flood and apply to that particular company. Whereas if you use the the visa sponsorship route, what you call this, the list of licensed sponsors. Whereas if you use the list of licensed sponsors, you will not have much competition because it's not like everyone's going to be applying to the same company. So I would advise you to take the list of licensed sponsors. You can filter and only put farms, and once you filter and only put farms, you can start sending in your applications to those farms. Another thing, you need to have a valid passport with at least 6 months. Obviously, you cannot be applying for jobs overseas if you don't have a valid passport. You need to have a valid passport with at least 6 months before it expires. And then you also have to have, this one is the difficult one, but I know people out there have got a lot of money. You need to have proof of funds for at least 28 days in your account, and the proof of funds that you need is 1,270 pounds. It's not different from the proof of funds that you need for health and care worker visa if you're coming in as a healthcare assistant. It's the same amount of money that you need, 1,270 pounds. So that is all that you need for you to be able to come through this visa route. And obviously, like I've already said, if you've got a qualification in that field, it's an added advantage, because I know there are people out there who have done maybe a degree in agriculture, or you have done a certificate in agronomy or anything of that sort. You can be able to apply and come and work as a seasonal worker in the United Kingdom. It's a wonderful opportunity because you coming to UK to work in the United Kingdom, it can actually open doors for you, and it can actually provide you that opportunity to come and learn your future in the UK and find out how it's like, and stop hearing it from us and just find out for yourself how the United Kingdom is like. And if your dream is to come to UK, you'd have tested what UK is like, and then you can decide whether it's a place that you can come and live in or not. So that is basically it so far. Do you have any questions? Because I don't want to make this video too long. Just around 30 minutes will be fine. Do you have any questions? And do me a favor and share this video with people who are overseas, who will be willing to relocate and come and work as seasonal workers here in the United Kingdom. Wow, Popo. Great, Popo, for the wait. Thank you. We've been working so hard to shed some few kilos, and I'm happy with the progress. Hi, please, can you clarify what it means between visa sponsorship? Do you want me to clarify what visa sponsorship means? A visa sponsorship is what qualifies you to come here to the United Kingdom. So if for you to be able to be eligible to come here to UK, the company has to issue you with something which is referred to as a certificate of sponsorship. And that certificate of sponsorship, and this company has to be a company which has been approved by the government of the United Kingdom. And once that company is approved, they can apply for the certificate of sponsorship. And once they apply for the certificate of sponsorship and they've been granted the certificate of sponsorship, they then give you the certificate of sponsorship, which is going to have a shortage occupation list code, because all jobs where you get sponsorship, there's a code which qualifies you to actually move to the United Kingdom. And then you're going to take that certificate of sponsorship, and it's the one that you're going to use to apply for your visa, without which you cannot apply for your visa. So you need to have a certificate of sponsorship for you to be able to apply for a visa. And you only need to have a certificate of sponsorship from a company which is approved of sponsoring people from overseas. That's what a visa sponsorship means. It means you get a certificate of sponsorship, which is a document which you're going to present to the Home Office, saying what it basically means. When a company is able to offer visa sponsorship, it's like that company would have tried to hire people from the United Kingdom, and they would have failed to hire people from the United Kingdom. And they are approved by the government that if you fail to hire people from the United Kingdom, you can open your doors and hire people who are outside the United Kingdom. And once you hire people from outside the United Kingdom, you need to have a certificate of sponsorship or give them a certificate of sponsorship to be able to hire them from overseas. And depending on the organization, some organizations don't need you to have proof of funds. They will just write in your certificate of sponsorship that they will sponsor you to come to the United Kingdom, meaning you will not need the £1,270 to show to the government or to show to the Home Office that you can actually take care of yourself once you are here. Your company can waiver that by writing in your certificate of sponsorship that they will provide you with funds. Any more questions, beautiful people? All right. Do you think making employees be my sponsor will reduce my chances because they might want to take the responsibilities? I can't get you. Do you think making employees my sponsor will reduce chances? I'm not getting that question, my dear. Try and rephrase it, or if someone can understand the question, rephrase it for me so that I understand it, because I'm not getting what the question is saying. Not want to take the responsibilities. Okay, let me see. Do you think making employees be my sponsor will reduce my chances because they might want to take the responsibility, might not want to take the responsibilities? The responsibilities for what? Because you see, if they're hiring you from overseas, it's because they want you to come and work. And once you come here to work, you have to be doing your responsibilities. So what the government has actually done is, before, because this was from the review of the, if you are aware, there was abuse of the, just like the health and care worker visa, there was also abuse of the seasonal work visa. And because there was abuse of the seasonal work visa, they've actually put in some measures to prevent abuse. That's why they had to they had to interview people who actually came and worked here. And 95% said they were actually happy with working here because they put in measures to protect people who are coming from overseas. And 97% of the people actually said they are willing to come back if they after 6 months and stuff like that, which means if they're hiring you from overseas, they want you. And the government now says they have to tell you before you get on that plane and come to UK, they have to tell you the expectations. They have to tell you the kind of job that you're going to be doing. Just like I mentioned earlier on, someone here in the UK, when they were hired, the moment they were told that you're going to be doing manual labor, they decided to leave the job. So before they fish you from overseas, they have to tell you that you're going to be, if it's carrying 20 kg sacks, you're going to be carrying 20 kg sacks, you're going to be pruning, you're going to be picking up fruits, you're going to be blacking chickens, you're going to be chasing dogs, you're going to be whatever you are going to be doing here in UK. They have to tell you before you come so that they avoid exploiting you. And then this thing of, because there was this issue of people paying so that they come to UK, paying up to 5,000, paying up to 7,000, and just like the health and care worker visa, they'll come decide and then they'll be told that there is no job. The Home Office has become very strict. They are scrutinizing, they're making sure that people do not go through the same things that the people in the health and care worker visa have been going through, or people coming through the seasonal worker visa have been going through. So there's nothing like they'll shortchange you or anything of that sort. So guys, do let me know in the comment section, do you think this is a visa route which is worth pursuing or not? Because in my opinion, it is a visa route which is worth pursuing. And in my opinion, I've seen people who have come here to UK through this visa route, where for a few months, went back home with their £6,000, went back home with their £10,000. And if you are moving back to your country with £10,000, that's a substantial amount of money which can do something for you. You can start your own business, you can build, you can do a lot of things with that £2,000 that you can get when you come and work under the seasonal visa route. So it is a visa route which is worthwhile, and be the first person to apply. Just go on the government website. You'll see this was last updated. I think it was around the 21st of October, which is just 2 or 3 weeks ago, which means they are still open 43,000 visas, 45,000 visas for you to apply and come to UK. Thank you very much. It is worth pursuing. Thank you so much. Yes, it is indeed worth pursuing, guys, because I'll tell you one thing. As an individual, if you are looking at your circumstances, I always talk of your circumstances. Why do I always talk of your circumstances? What pushed me to come to the United Kingdom were my circumstances. I was working as a nurse in Zimbabwe, but I could not afford, because I remember when I made that decision that I am coming here, I was seated there. Someone was selling bananas and I was hungry. I asked how much that banana was because I had 10, I don't know what it was called, 10 bond or something like that, 10 something. Then he told me that the bananas were 20 something and I could not afford to buy that banana because I did not have the 20 something, and I was so pained that I could not buy something as basic as a banana, and that pushed me to say, you know what, I need to be serious about my life. I need to pack mine and go. If it was that particular point in time and I was presented with an opportunity to come and earn £12 an hour, as opposed to the 10 cents that I did not have back home, I was going to take that opportunity and come and work, because I always tell myself that if another individual is capable of doing the work, what can stop me from doing the work? Because others are doing it. If others are doing it, I can do it too. If I can come here and get £80 per day for my children who are suffering in Zimbabwe or who are suffering in Zambia, Nigeria, or wherever, and I come and make £80 times 5 per week, and I've got the privilege of taking extra shifts, definitely I'll take that, because I'll be calculating that if I go back home, I'll be able to provide a better life for my children, because that substantial amount of money that I can get is going to make me start a business. It's going to make me, so it's, you don't shun any visa route. There's this saying, they say, I'll say it in the and I try to translate it in English, like indoda ifa izamine, which means if you are a man, if you are a woman, you fight. You just don't give up. You die fighting. So you can fight for this and get this and come and fight like others and work like others and then get that money and go back. People have been doing it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Come for 6 months, get your money, go back to your country, do whatever, because you now have experience in UK. After another 6 months, you come back and forth, making your money and growing your business and all that. So it's a visa route which is worth exploring. And during the process of doing the back and forth, you're also learning about UK. You're also figuring out how you can permanently come to the United Kingdom. So it's totally worth it. Hello, Popo. Yes, it's a yes. Following from Kenya. Thank you, Rita's Territory Enterprise. So guys, this is the good news that I wanted to share with you. To me, it's good news. As long as they're hiring from overseas, it's always good news, because a lot of people still want to come to the United Kingdom. And it is not the only visa route that has been open in the past few days. I've not been able to make videos because I've been focusing on something else, but now that our weight loss group is up and running, and it's running beautifully, I can now divert my attention back to the YouTube and start sharing more videos with you. Do they need IELTS? No. If you are coming for a permanent position, you need IELTS. If you are coming for a temporary position, you do not need IELTS. And for those who are saying they need links to the jobs, I'll do a separate video and I'll tell you which companies are hiring. This company is hiring, that company is hiring. It makes life easier for you. And I'll leave the links to that video in the description box, or links to the companies which are hiring from overseas. in the description box of that particular video. Good morning, Rachel. All right, guys. So if you don't have any questions, do drop down below what it is that you'd like me to come and share with you since I've been MIA for the whole month. What is it that you're interested in? What is it that you want to know? What is it that you're interested in? And as I am talking, I'll be sharing content on. Now I'm going to be mixing because we have already started this weight loss niche. So do not run away when you start seeing me sharing videos on weight loss. It is important because most of us, we think we are healthy, but we are not healthy. You know how it is when we are back there in our African homes, that they associate a woman who is big and voluptuous. They say, oh, she's got good living. There's no good living there, because what I've realized is that you can be big and thinking that it's good living, but you are destroying your heart, you are destroying your liver, you are getting hypertension, you are getting diabetes, you are getting a heart attack, you are getting an angina, you are getting atherosclerosis, there are so many conditions which are associated with being overweight. I'll put it that way, with being overweight, because you'll be overweight. They laugh people are overweight. I had a health scare earlier on this year, even though I was misdiagnosed, but the fact that they suspected heart attack, the fact that they suspected angina and all that, told me that you are not healthy, and if you do not do anything about it, you are going to die. That is the bottom line. If you do not do anything about it, you are going to die. Had it been something which was serious, which was health related, it could have killed me. That's why I've taken it upon myself to also promote health, that we need to be healthy. Not only use this platform to talk about relocation, but also use this platform to talk about health, because we need to be healthy individuals. I imagine myself dropping and dying and leaving my kids behind. Don't only think of yourself, think of your children. Your children need healthy mothers. Your children need healthy fathers. Your children, you need to be healthy for your family. You need to be healthy for yourself. You need to be healthy for your family. If anything had happened to me, you know that me, I'm a single mom here in the United Kingdom, and my kids totally rely on me. And if something happens to me because I failed to take care of myself, I failed to take care of my health, what is going to become of my children? So it might not be a popular topic with you, but I'm going to be sharing it because I know that my voice, or if I share this information about, it's going to help one person or two people or three people or four people or five people. And I always say, as long as the information I share helps at least one or two or three or four people, I'm happy enough with that. So I'm just letting you know that I'm going to be sharing content on health as well, so that we are healthy individuals. We need to have a healthy nation. You understand? So do not run away if you see me posting videos on how to lose weight, posting videos on concoctions that you can use to lose weight, posting videos on exercising, posting videos on things related to that, because I've realized that health is very important. What else have I also realized? I've realized that you have seen it all over social media. Nurses are dropping and dying. Carers are dropping and dying. You wonder what is happening. You have heard it, you have read about it, you have seen it. At times, we are dropping and dying because we are not taking good care of ourselves. We are only chasing the pound, we are only chasing the money, we are only chasing the jobs, we are only chasing the shifts, and we totally forget about our health. So going forward, I've also made it my mission to make sure that I preach and preach and preach about getting healthy, because your health, your wealth. It's pointless to work tirelessly January to December, work for 5 years straight, and after those 5 years of hard work, you drop and die because you're not healthy. Living and working in UK promotes sedentary lifestyle. For example, me, I started piling on weight because I was working night shift. And in the process of working night shift, I've been picking shift, which means I'll pick 5 shifts per week, right? I'll pick 6 shifts, which means I am working all night and I'm sleeping all day. And if you're working night shift, you don't walk much because people are sleeping. You're seated there, you're writing your notes, you're seated there, then you stand up 1 hour, take 5 seconds to go around and see people. You're not being healthy. So do not run away when I start promoting health, because it is one vital thing that we tend to forget about. As long as it helps 2 people, I'm happy with that. It helps 3 people, I am happy with that. So guys, may be out of context here, Popo. Are you on private consultation for specific questions? Yes, if you want to book a one-to-one session with me, I'm going to leave the link in the description box. You can always book a one-to-one. If it's something which is not which is not going to take much of my time, it's a simple and straightforward question, you can just email me, pauline.popo.moyo@gmail.com. I would like you to find out how I can open a bank account in UK from overseas to use as proof of funds. Health is wealth indeed. You want to open a bank. It's usually very difficult to open a bank if you're still overseas, because what they're going to ask is your address here in the United Kingdom. Unless you already have an address and everything here in the United Kingdom, it's very difficult for you to actually apply for a bank here in the UK. Most of the time, people, they start applying. No, it's they start applying when they're already here in the UK, because now they've got their address and everything. So, and they've got someone to confirm for them that I actually know this person. This person is in the UK and stuff like that. It's difficult. Hi, Asobo. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it properly. Victorian. Happy to join. Thank you for joining in today's live. Take me on your videos. Yes, Ndaka, I'll take you on my videos, definitely. Yeah, so guys, this is all that I wanted to share with you today. My apologies for missing in action for the whole month, but what I was doing is very, 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 very important to me and very, very dear to me. And like I said, I am happy with the progress that we have done in the past month, and I am thankful to the people, because the people who joined the group are people who came from YouTube, from Facebook, from TikTok, they came and joined. We've got over 400 members in that group. And trust me, guys, in the past month, we've seen remarkable things happening. We've seen people losing weight. We've seen people, you can see, you can see, guys, you can see that there's a difference. I don't have 5 chins that I used to have back in the days and all that. So I'm happy with the progress that we have done. Yes, I disappeared for a month, but what I was doing was very, very dear to me. It's really starting to help a lot of people out there. And you know me, I'm all about helping people out there. And in case you didn't know, YouTube also started from a WhatsApp group, then it progressed to a YouTube. So we start from WhatsApp, then we progress to YouTube. Otherwise, guys, this is all that I wanted to share with you. Thank you so much for joining in my today's live. I'm happy with the number of people who have joined, because I've been missing. I wasn't expecting anyone to come and join. I was just expecting to come and share the video, and hopefully people watch later. But I really appreciate you coming to join me. May you kindly do me a favor, smash the like button, share the video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do subscribe to my channel. Turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye.